There's a saying, a fool and his money are easily parted. It takes a lot of self-control to not spend every dollar I have on gacha games. Some of them are a lot of fun, but they all have incredibly dangerous gambling mechanics that make them difficult to recommend to other people. Because when you describe how they work, you sound insane. No, you don't understand. If I just play the lottery, the rat lady with the fat ass will join my team. It's even worse if you actually look into how these systems work, but I think it's the numbers that scare a lot of people. And once you start talking about odds, percentages, statistics, and probability, it can get confusing. That's not what you're here for. You just want to fight a bunch of enemies with the wolf butler that you've been simping over. The only numbers you care about are damage counters. Ooh, the numbers that popped out of my opponent's head are in a slightly bigger font. That must mean I'm good at this game. Well, I did look into the numbers, and you know what? They make me want to vomit and then die right on the floor. And that's a problem because it's not even my floor. And I am full of chemicals, so this would be a hazard zone if it happened. Oh well. I suppose if I am gonna die, at least I'm on my own bed. This is mine. I bought this. I just got it recently, and it's lovely. I bought it from a local furniture store. Their stuff's basically overpriced shit, essentially, but they only charged me $10 to haul away the old mattress. And thank God, because that thing was covered in juice stains. It was a weird experience. I don't often go into furniture stores, and apparently neither does the rest of the world, because within that 125,000 square foot warehouse was me, the lady I bought the mattress from, and the guy who decided to add himself onto the sale. It was diabolical, Eric. You piece of shit. Well, at least I was supporting a local business. Furniture stores around here struggle. They all try every manner of promotion to get people to load up on as much shit as possible. Fill your whole house in one go. And one such company had a real galaxy-brained idea. What if we convinced our potential customers to gamble? Every year, this company does a gambling promotion surrounding the Boston Red Sox. I remind you, they are a furniture store, not a sports book. They sell sectionals. And they change the parameters of this promotion every now and then, but commonly it's about the team winning, or in some years even sweeping, the World Series. And if they do, all of the furniture that customers bought within a certain period of time, usually at the early parts of or before the season, will get reimbursed and therefore would be free. And their hope is that people foolishly load up on a whole bunch, hoping to get that freebie, and then the team plays like butt sludge and loses a whole bunch so they don't have to follow up on the payout. Which is wild to me, because as an affiliate, you want to sound like you're rooting for the team, but financially you benefit if they suck. It's not a bad gamble, honestly, considering Red Sox ownership. And on the surface, it doesn't sound too bad for the consumer either, right? Like, especially if you already need the furniture, why not just buy it from them if there's a possibility of getting a payout later? But what's the likelihood of it actually happening? Vegas odds don't always tell the whole story, and they're certainly not guarantees, but those percentages are crazy. The Boston Red Sox have 40-1 odds of winning the World Series next year. That's plus 4,000, or a 2% chance of success. Disastrously low odds for a team that wins as many games as it loses. Conversely, the Los Angeles Dodgers, who just won the World Series, and bully for them, Freddie Freeman's one of my favorite baseball players, hooray, their odds are 4-1, or plus 400, or 20%. And that may sound pretty low, but at least it's not fucking 2. And bringing this back to gacha games, what do you think the odds are of getting the new S-rank banner character in Zenless Zone Zero, the latest gacha game from Hoyoverse, or MiHoYo, or Cognisphere, or whatever the fuck they call themselves? I could tell you part of the answer is in the name of the game. 0. 0.6%. If you knew that, though, why would you try? If people knew it, why would they even play? Well, it's because the developers understand that you're going to power through it anyway because of a little thing called pity. They pity you. If you try 90 times and fail all 90, then begrudgingly they'll give you something. A small morsel to sate your appetite for but a brief moment. I have been talking about these kinds of games for years now, and I keep playing them because I enjoy them, but I also fucking hate them. What's wrong with me? Not too long ago, I did a half-minute game review for Zenless Zone Zero. I gave it a 3 out of 5, and I called it a milquetoast Devil May Cry clone and a money-grubbing gacha game. And apparently that's worth a 3 out of 5, because I'm stupid. I did all of those percentages, odds, and conversions just to forget how basic numbers worked. Hey, this thing's terrible. 3 out of 5. Someone commented on the video, too, and disagreed with me for being too negative. Fucking G. Thanks for that. Self-esteem's been at an all-time high lately. Appreciate the engagement. Genuinely, what makes ZZZ a DMC clone besides the combat taking inspiration? What makes the gacha system so money-grubbing when literally nothing is paywalled? You sound like you make overly exaggerated interpretations out of everything. I am gonna get your comment tattooed on the inside of my eyelids. How dare you suggest that I make overly exaggerated interpretations out of everything? I don't overly exaggerate anything, ever. And if anyone else suggests that, I'll bathe in their blood. But as to the other points you made, you're actually kind of right. It is true, nothing in Zenless Zone Zero is locked behind a paywall. Every mode, level, and game type's available to the player. They need only be the proper level to challenge it. So if anything, it's locked behind a skill wall. Hell, even the characters themselves aren't locked behind a paywall. The in-game currency used to activate the gacha in the first place can be earned just by playing the game, at a rate that declines the longer you play it, but it's not a paywall. It's a lottery. Is it money grubbing just because the option to pay to speed up the pity counter is always available? All of the S-rank characters I got on my roster were gained by winning 90 pull pities, and I did that without spending any money on the game. You could be a free-to-play player and see some success, and why not? The pity's a 100% guarantee. But it's not a 100% guarantee, is it? There is still a chance for loss. You might be pulling a character from a banner because you want the character in that banner, adoy. But what if instead you just got one of the generic S-rank characters when you hit that 90th pull? What if you got an S-rank item? That counter going back up to 90 when you don't get the thing you're playing for is so disheartening. I have lost hours worth of progress in games before that didn't sting as bad as seeing a generic character as my pity pull. It'll take forever to get that counter all the way back down. Well, yeah, sure, unless you're willing to whip out your wallet, fucker. That's why I called the gacha system money grubbing, because it's designed to screw with you. It's not a fun game mechanic that got put in because the players enjoy it. It's designed to be a gamble. It's designed for the possibility of losing even if you win. Sure, maybe you'll get the S-rank character you want, and maybe the Boston Red Sox will win the World Series next year, and the Chaise Lounge you've always dreamed of will be free. But the only one who wins every single time without any question asked is the house. And that's what Hoyo games are. They are predatory casinos that just happen to have decent video games designed around them. With the high register defensive, you don't have to spend the money if you don't want to. From a bunch of people who can't just admit that these games are parasitic because they either want to fuck all of the characters or, like me, actually are entertained by the video game portion. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. You can be attracted to the big-tittied, cotton candy-haired girl with a black hole briefcase, and I paid lots of human currency on Zenless Zone Zero's sister game, Honkai Star Rail. We all belong in the gutters. So let's ease our collective pain by discussing the final part of that Meanie Bobini commenter's unfortunately correct dissension. In the video, it made a good joke, but let me answer this question. Is Zenless Zone Zero a Devil May Cry clone? No. They just both happen to be stylish action hack-and-slash games with lots of pizzazz, and that's really where the similarities terminate. Hence milquetoast. At first glance, the combat of Zenless Zone Zero does seem pretty robust, though. Every single character's got a basic string of attacks, a special move, an ultimate attack, chain attacks that occur when switching between the 3 active members of a party, and that sounds really impressive. But if you've got a small number of characters on your roster, then you're going to start to realize very quickly how limited those movesets are, even for the S-rank characters. Sure, they have better starting statistics than A-rank characters and often extra effects they can take advantage of, but if you're maining the same few, you'll start to see the same attack animations and combos over and over and over, and you're doing missions in the same copy-pasted dungeon areas over and over and over. And if you've finished up with the slow drip story missions, then all you're able to do at that point is grind out materials to maybe make another character be somewhat useful to the point of potentially becoming a party member. And depending on how far into the game you are, that could take a long time, especially if you're not willing to drop the real-world money used to speed that process up. Enjoyment in this game, in my eyes, hinges on getting as many characters as possible, and getting all those characters requires being either incredibly lucky, incredibly patient, or incredibly wealthy, and I am none of those things, and all of the character banners operate on FOMO. You've only got 6 weeks to get the character before they go away. I mean, maybe they'll come back as a rerun in a few months, but who knows? Isn't that fun? The reason I gave the game a 3 out of 5 was due to my initial fondness for the combat. Before it got repetitive, I really liked it. Landing precision sequences of ultimates, chain attacks, specials, and dodges felt really good. I liked the initial experimentation, seeing which characters worked best together. But as those rewards got slimmer, I had to focus on a few specific characters, and once that happened, those limitations became that much more noticeable. And it is a shame, too, because the game has a lot of personality. The art and animation team did a really great job bringing this world and these characters to life. It's even more impressive considering I didn't think it looked all that great when it was first announced. Hoyo's got a bit of a bad reputation when it comes to character design. Pleated pants for the guys, dresses for the ladies, and the most exotic anybody's gonna get are fox ears or a tail. Zenless has a full robot man, the wolf dude, a blue demon girl, and that rat lady with the aforementioned large bum. And if they're willing to do all of that, then maybe one day, they'll actually make a character who has brown skin.
Don't give me that crap! You've already said that 3 times!
So there you go, another video about a Hoyo gacha game. I've made so many of these now, can there really be more to say? I don't know, probably. I mean, I had designs at one point about talking about what it's like to go back to one of these games after spending years away from it, because I've been doing that with Genshin Impact. Like, I stopped playing it for 4 years and picked it up pretty heavy lately, and it's so much better to not have to worry about the FOMO aspect anymore. Like, I could just play through the year's worth of story that I missed at my own pace. So now I'm just essentially playing a video game. Isn't that a novel concept? And I intend to do the same thing with Zenless in a few years. Hopefully an influx of story, more characters, and some gameplay tweaks will make it be a lot better. But that's all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I may have. And if you did, be sure to fulfill the whims of the algorithm with likes, comments, and a subscription to the channel. There's perks on Patreon for those who wish to aid in the never-ending struggle. Support me if you can. Love me if you must. Have a great rest of your day.